welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Clouds passing high over the 10th Avenue Bridge and the Mississippi River here in Minneapolis. A gorgeous scene. It's an exciting Sunday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
And you look at Russell, he's on the cusp of the top 10 in the Western Conference voting.
So still a long way away.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, another Kevin Durant, is just as dedicated to his craft as you are at yours, but it's off the court where he says he's been on a...
It does indeed. Thanks, David. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Joe Harris is out there with Durant. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Harden in at the shooting guard position. And for Minnesota, they've got Edwards. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with McDaniels. Then it's Malik Beasley. And it's Russell in at the point. Here's Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back three, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot. And paired with his dribble drive, a two-move torture chamber. And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention four-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency. Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early because that can get you cooked.
Harden with it. He's picked up by Russell. Outside for Jordan. Harden against Beasley. 6 to shoot. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Harden's got 6 points.
Red hot so far, 4 for 4. Cooking with gas, couldn't draw it up any better.
Here's Edwards, and Edwards with the stuff.
And that's a big boy dunk right there. He threw that down like a sledgehammer.
That is a violent attack on the rim.
Guys, you covered the bases with that.
To the middle, and slam dunk by Harris.
How about that? The flush from Harris. People forget this guy is 6'6", and he's got a little burst and bounce, too.
And the foul on Joe Harris. That's his first foul. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. Do you remember, Greg, if you watched the standings very much when you played?
You know, we were always aware of it, and a lot of that had to do with the goals. I remember early in my career playing for the Knicks, you know, we were trying to win championships, and we talked a lot about home court and having that come postseason time. So you were absolutely aware of where you were because of the goals you set, but I think that also changes depending on who you are as a team. You know, if you're a championship caliber team that's won it, and maybe you're in the midst of a dynasty run, it may not matter as much because you know how good you are. You can win no matter where the venue.
Russell with the bucket.
Boy, do they look sharp. I mean, everything falling for them.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Brooklyn Nets. There's the pass to Harden. There's the three. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists in the game.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
And how about the numbers here for Durant? Putting up about 24 points per 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Rubio's checked in, and a new group in for the Nets. Griffin's checked in for Jordan. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Kevin Durant. Brownie's checked in for Harris. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
How about that wonderful floater he has, showing off an exquisite touch.
Pass to McDaniels. Good on the bucket. McDaniels got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And right there, Rubio doing what he does, seeing the floor, exploring the defense, finding the open man, and getting him the ball.
Poked loose, stolen by Rubio. An even 3-on-3 break. Banked in off the glass.
And this is exactly something Rubio did in Europe. Agile in the open floor, able to generate points because of it.
That's tipped. Towns with the steal. And here we go. Towns heading to the hoop. And the dunk by Towns.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And this is what happens when you let Griffin establish position. He will make you pay.
Rubio against Dinwiddie. And the basket by Rubio.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Count it. Good. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
Yeah, and both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Here's Towns, and he drops it in from the low post. Towns has got 9.
And just a solid way to start the game. 4 of 5.
To the inside, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And, you know, when you get a clean look at the rim, Harden usually will find you. I think he's underrated and undervalued at making his teammates better.
Here's Beasley. Good D by Harden. Brown feeling it out a bit and finished off by Brown.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
It's Beasley on the wing. James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. Setting up teammates and getting buckets. He is looking as determined as ever. And we'll be right back after this. And it seems like players are constantly changing teams. Here is Spencer Dinwiddie discussing the effects of that.
As a team, as a unit, as a roster, we've had
Greg Dinwiddie, one of those players who seems to adapt to any situation.
I mean, he's versatile, total team player, will do whatever is asked of him. He's really emerged after being picked in the 2nd round a few years ago.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Nets.
That mid-range shot has been a weapon for them up to this point, fellas.
Something else they've done a good job of tonight, you know, right from the start, is penetrating and scoring.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for Minnesota, Ricky Rubio is out there with Beasley. Then there's Edwards. And it's Vanderbilt in at the 4. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now, as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
Well, that's the grit and passion for the game that Rubio gives you. Unwilling to let a little physical play take him off stride and off course.
Here's Irving, and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Irving's got 4 this quarter.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
Beasley, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
Well, I tell you what, there's a little bounce to Beasley's game. This fella, he can get off the ground and elevate on you.
Pass to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Boy, terrific play there. I thought even with all the contact, he still was going to get that shot to go down.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Russell's checked in, and the Nets also making a change. Jordan, he's checked in for James Harden. Irving passes to Durant. Back to Irving, all alone. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. Irving's got 11 points.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
I love that mid-range shot. It's definitely giving the defender something extra to think about.
And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Harris has got the lead up to 5 now for the Nets.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
The Nets making a switch here. Dinwiddie's checked in. And a quick look at some of the numbers for James Harden.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
Jordan's shot is off. Timberwolves trailed by 3. The Timberwolves working the ball around them. Here's Rubio. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Not exactly textbook mechanics, but I think you got to admire Rubio's resolve. Knows he has to at least be a threat to shoot it out there.
Irving against Rubio. Irving, good. Irving's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Dinwiddie against Russell. The shot's good.
And I thought the defender played that one pretty well, but Russell with that quick trigger release like a staple gun.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. This their first chance to take a look at the Timberwolves this season.
And they had some trouble with this group a year ago. And it's a bit of a head-scratcher as to why, given the way both teams ended the year.
Well, if you only looked at talent alone, you would have thought they would have avoided a sweep, but that wasn't the case, was it?
Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn. Bruce Brown comes in for Joe Harris. Brown outside. A three-pointer is right on target. Brown's got his second basket of the night.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. And the free throw, no good. And it's Irving with the ball for the Nets. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
Boy, beautiful dime there by Kyrie. We've seen him improve as a passer since he's been in the league.
Oh, what a dunk!
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
And I like it. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in there, but for me, I don't mind a little extra.
Here's Irving. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
Boy, what a quarter for him. I mean, he's found his rhythm, and he's really riding that wave right now.
Passes it to Towns. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got his 4th assist in this one.
Yeah, you look at Russell, and one of the things I like most about his game is this guy has great vision and passing ability.
Dinwiddie kicks to Irving. Back to Dinwiddie. Softly drops in the floater. Dinwiddie's got 9 points.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
You know, numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. I mean, he's got everybody involved.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for the Brooklyn Nets. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. Dave.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Hey, Jay.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Tremendous first half. Glad to have you back, Ernie Johnson. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He ended up with 15 points, 6 assists. And that's going to do it for our halftime show.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Harden out there with Irving. And it's Durant. Then it's Jordan. And it's Harris in at the small forward position. Here's Irving. Good once again. That makes him 8 for 9 this game.
Always a threat on the drive. Irving has an explosive first step.
And there's the pass to Edwards. The feed now to McDaniels. Bucket is good. McDaniels got the game tied up here for the Timberwolves.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
You know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
You know, winning that championship as you did, Greg, for UNLV, many people don't remember you played much of that season with a broken jaw.
Well, Kevin, I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. It was pretty hazy. I lost 19 pounds over the course of the season. I was championship night. I was 168 pounds.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, I was wired shut for 8 weeks. Did miss a game, but I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that today. But, you know, it did turn out well with the championship.
As I recall, you broke it against Fresno State, correct?
Yes, yeah. Got my legs taken out from under me and broke the fall with my face.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, ouch. Really left alone that time. Jordan's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nets.
Wow. DeAndre Jordan showing us the catch and shoot. Well done.
Edwards, that's good.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Harden with it. Picked up by Edwards. Teardrop shot, and it goes down 2 points. Harden's got 14 points.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Wasted no time on that one.
He can knock it down from range, convert at the rack, and there you see the pull-up by D'Angelo. Multifaceted as a scorer.
Timeout called, the Nets. Some changes for Minnesota. Okogie comes in for McDaniels, and Culver's subbed in for Edwards. Then for the Nets, Blake Griffin. He's checked in for Jordan. Brown comes in for Harris. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Poked away. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Beasley with a clean look. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Boy, such a dangerous threat in transition. I mean, once Beasley gets a step on the defense, goodbye.
Harden the pass to Griffin. Back to Harden. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. 16 points for James Harden. Timberwolves trailed by 3.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn.
Boy, despite his youth, I love the attitude Towns has because it's infectious, and he seems to have the attributes of a genuine leader.
Russell finds Towns. Griffin with it. He's picked up by Russell. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. Here's Brown. And he comes up with the deuce. Now it's a 5-point Nets lead.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for. As far as power forwards go, he has terrific vision. Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
And they're able to recover. And it's Towns with the ball. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. Got that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down to 3 on the bucket from Russell.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Dinwiddie against Russell. Dinwiddie right side. Just 5 on the clock. Fires from the line. And then Griffin with the dunk.
And what you can count on with Griffin, he knows how to finish. Rolls off the screen there with purpose.
Here's Towns. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area. And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Here's Russell. And the slam dunk by Russell.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
Beasley with the steal. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
Well, I tell you what, Beasley can really move. I mean, his drives are explosive and sudden. The defense has no way to stop him.
And here's Harden for 3. And the Nets another 3.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We come back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
3 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. They've got Ricky Rubio. Also Malik Beasley out there. And it's Reed in at the 4 side. So that's the Timberwolves 5. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Irving kicks to Griffin. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got assist number 8 now on the night. Here's a Kogi. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Okogie, with his athleticism and attacking nature, able to draw fouls quite a bit, and That gets him a fair number of and one chances.
Edwards, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And the Nets making a change here as well. Kevin Durant's checked in for Blake Griffin. Nets leading by 6. Irving passes to Jordan. Oh, and the jam by Jordan.
Boy, Jordan still going up. Man, he's been lighting up arenas for over a decade and still major bounce.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it.
That might indeed ignite a spark in this team.
Ball's knocked loose. Beasley with the steal. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
Irving passes to Durant. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile one block.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
McDaniels, he's checked in for Josh Okogie. And it's Rubio penetrating. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Gutsy play. I mean, with the defender in his face, Rubio never loses concentration.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Nets.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And you've always heard of guys being in a zone shooting, but you can be in a zone passing the basketball, and we've seen that tonight as well.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Pass to Reed. Harris against Edwards. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
James Harden, he's checked in for Dinwiddie. And that one misses. Nets have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Irving for 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
You know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
And it's Irving with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Pass to Harden. Durant in the corner. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Minnesota calls timeout.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
And now, let's present our New Balance player of the game, Kyrie Irving.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in to the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He said, I love how we're shooting the basketball. You guys have been locked in from 3. Just keep taking makeable shots. If you don't have it, pass it to the guy who does. Kevin?
Knocked away. The finish. Finished off the break. Now it's a 7-point Nets lead.
What a unique combination of height, athleticism, and ball skills. Durant can make some unbelievable finishes because of it.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
And you know that's right. I mean, he's looking to put his stamp all over this game.
And here's Harden for 3. And the Nets another 3.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
Well, you know, that's exactly their plan here in the 4th. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one.
Lobs it up for Jordan. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Boy, Jordan is an alley-oop specialist, a big target with strength and bounce.
That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Rubio the pass to Towns. It counts. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Game on the line. Towns lets nothing stand in his way.
Here's Rubio. It drops. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And big props, major props to Rubio. Being aggressive, making plays with the game heating up. That's what you want your point guard to do. Make it happen.
Passes it to KD. Good.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're down by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in the 4th. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
D'Angelo Russell's checked in for Minnesota. And so they foul intentionally. Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
You know, what comes to mind first when you think of Irving is his handles. Rush hour tight, but also his dynamic ability as a scorer. Those are critical foul shots. Love to see him knock them down there.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Chalk it up. W in the bag.
It falls!
Well, I like the way Towns reads where the ball is coming off when it's missed. And he's got excellent timing as well and did a good job beating everybody to the ball.
And an intentional foul right there.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game. 8 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Kins the 3.
He doesn't bleed blood, but he bleeds cold blood ice. Russell tearing hearts out down the stretch.
Timeout called the Nets. They're up by 4. 5 seconds left to play here in the 4th. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
You had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making them.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Unflappable. This guy relishes being the man to put the game away.
Russell from long range. That one's not going to go. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother him. I mean,